or you shouldn't, because they actually line up the same. So now all we're doing now is just taking off the hub carrier nut bolts, setting them aside. Now we release the hub and the CV shaft. We can get it out of the way. Now remove the pin. Now we're going to release the shock from the bottom. We'll set up the other exactly as we want, but they came with screws, so we're going to just replace these screws. Now we'll release the shock, move the C arm, move the C hub out of the way, unscrew the sway bar again. So it's pretty much self-explanatory. Once you do one side of the A arm, you'll be able to do the other side of the A arm the same, just the opposite side. Now we'll take the bolt, take this sway bar link out, set our old arms aside, and now we'll start again. So if there wasn't something you could see on the one side, now you'll be able to see on the other side. Put our screw in for our sway bar link. What I might do, like I did before, is start the screw before I actually put it in. And go all the way to the where you can barely see it. There's one side, if you see what I mean by barely see it, it's right there. But you want to back it so it's just inside the actual arm. Now I suggest putting your bowl, since we use the center, in the front too. This will help speed up the process. This is where the shock goes. Okay. Now we'll put our sway bar link in. It's a little bit easier to do it now instead of having to use the wrench, the Allen wrench that comes with it. Put your bolt in place of your sway bar now, then later. Just remember to put the shock on after, because if you don't, then you're going to be kind of fighting with the shock. There's the link. If you want now, put your hinge pin in. It'll help a little bit. I mean, it might fall out. but it will help hold it in place a little bit better. Now I'll put my hub carrier in, and we're going to have to take off the bushing out of our stock A-arm. Make sure, if you didn't see, that you put them in the new RPM arm. Now what you want to do is take the CV shaft and kind of set it in place as best as you can. And then put your hub carrier, put it in. Get your bolt, put through the front, start one. Then you want to take and start the other one, line it up. Tighten this front one down. Once you tighten that one down, now you go to the back one. Try to, now is when you want to make sure that you actually have your CV shaft in place. Should put that bolt in there. Nice, snug. And you hear it a little bit. Now, what we want to do is put our hinge pin. Whoops, we want to make sure our CV shaft is lined up. Then we want to put our hinge pin in place, the other one in place. Maybe an easy time now, because it will help hold it, is to put your shock in place. I mean, you can put your shock in afterwards too, which we'll do it different this time. We'll put our shock in. Now we'll put our hinge pin carrier on. Make sure your pins are all the way back. And then, now you want to put your holder, hinge pin carrier holder in. Put your 2 screws in the front. One screw. The next screw. There's that. Now I'll put my shock in place because it's easier for me to hold. Back screw. Front's in place. Now, let's put our bumper back on. As you hear, it will snap in place. Now we want to put the 2 screws in the bottom. And tight. Now we'll put another other one in. Now that we have that in place, now we can put our front bumper support back in. What I suggest is start with the back screw, next to the shock tower, and then go to the front screw that holds the front bumper to the shock tower, which is your brace. That way it's easier to put on. Now tighten your other back screw. That, my friend, not the easiest step we got now is replacing the tires. Now, here's a little hint I want to tell you. Just make sure your tires don't have arrows on which direction they go. So first we want to do is put it on. Then you want to put this nut into your actual device. Whoops, wrong side, of course. Sure, it's really tight because first time you take off, it will go down the. You'll drive it, and the next thing you know, your wheel, which I have done several times, will go past your car. Now we'll put the other wheel on, make sure it's locked in, and make sure the hex head is tight. That, my friend, is the front A-arm. Still work good. Which is pretty good. And then that, my friend, is your front A-arm swap out from stock to RPM. I'll pause the video and then we'll go for the back. Please like and subscribe. Thank you.